Hello, Knit Talk. I'm on a mission and I need your help. I need some yarn recommendations. I buy a lot of drops, mainly just drops yarn right now. And I used to buy a lot more from local shops, but since I've moved, there isn't really a local shop I can go to that's open when I'm not working. So I really want to support indie dyers, more smaller brands. I just don't know what they are. So if you can leave a comment with your favorite indie dyer, your favorite small yarn business, whatever it may be, I'm hoping to support locally. So in the States preferred. I live in North Carolina, so if you have any North Carolina suggestions or stores in North Carolina, I'm on the coast in Wilmington, so anything over here would be great too, but I'm fine with going on a website. I just want to shop local and support people that make beautiful yarn. And also, I'm almost done with my Oslo hat-ish. I've really just folded the brim. And this is my last Christmas gift, and then I can have fun again. But I love yarn that's like this. This is a hand-dyed yarn from Lending Men Fiber Crafts, I think. They're based in Illinois, and I love this yarn. I'm definitely gonna buy more from them, but I wanna know, y'all hearing that? I wanna know where y'all are buying yarn.
We are fresh off the needles with the storm sweater. I haven't blocked it yet, so it's still a little scrunchy, little short lengthwise. Same with the sleeves, obviously a little high there, but once it is washed and blocked, should come down about there. And hopefully this will kind of fall down a little bit better as well. But she's gorgeous. All right, and here it is after blocking. Drapes way better, it's not all scrunchy. The sleeves are longer, the body's longer. It's nice and flowy. The pattern looks great on it. I love this sweater so much. I love the color, I love the pattern. Making it was great. Fits so perfect. Oh, I love it.
I just finished the Staff and Shawl by Rebecca, also known as the Crayabea, and it's this beautiful, all over textured, different motif, worsted weight shawl. I knit this in a day. It was so fast. To be fair, I was sick, so I just sat on the couch and knit all day, which is why I was able to finish it in a day, but I would say maybe it took me 7 hours to do the whole thing, 7 or 8 hours to do the whole thing. I knit it in Lion Brand Heartland, which I got at Michael's. This is actually an acrylic yarn. I am not opposed to using acrylic. I actually really love using acrylic, specifically for gift knits. So this is a gift knit, and the reason that I love using acrylic is because it can go in the washing machine, it can go in the dryer. There's no risk of it being itchy, which I know personally I'm very sensitive to. A lot of other people are too, so acrylic is a great option. And I knit the size small, because this is actually for Max's grandmother. She asked me to knit her a shawl a very long time ago, and I finally finished it. She doesn't want like a full wraparound shawl. She just wants something to lay over her shoulders like this. So just something to like sit here, so she's just a little bit warmer.
And I thought that this was the perfect size. So if I was going to knit a shawl for myself, I think I would knit a larger size because I want it to act more like a scarf. But this is definitely the perfect size for her. I've seen people wear shawls like this where they kind of like tie it behind their neck. Maybe she could wear it like that too, although it's a little small. I guess, yeah, it could be a little scrunched up, a nice little warm, protect your neck if it's a little chilly outside. One thing that's a little weird is that the way that you do the cast on, you knit a little bit and then you pick up stitches around it to anchor yourself. And mine is a little raised. I don't know if you can see that. Like there's this little bump right here. So I tried to block that out. Maybe it didn't block out because I'm using acrylic. I might try steaming it because I know that people say that acrylic lends better to steam blocking than like wet blocking, which is what I did for this. But yeah, overall, very happy.
Join me as I try to finish knitting the sweater in the next 3 days. This sweater is the pattern and YouTube tutorial by Handmade by Florence. I have already finished one sweater in this exact pattern and I found it really easy, and then I decided to attempt to make another sweater in red so that I can wear it on my trip this weekend. I started it over Thanksgiving break and I've made some progress. I need to finish the body and both of the sleeves by Friday. So I thought I would document the process on here to kind of keep me motivated to finish it, but also to meet more people in the knitting community because my other video did fairly well and I followed a bunch of people that I love to watch their knitting progress on here, so I thought I would do one of my own.
I would just like to thank everyone in my last knitting videos that gave me all the advice I needed, because look at that. Look how clean that looks. Y'all, I'm knitting. I am knitting. And it looks good. Oh my god, it looks so good. It looks so like neat and even. I learned to knit yesterday. A sweater's gonna be made tomorrow, y'all. Like, that's how it's going.
Yes. Gina, you're wearing sweatpants. It's Monday. So? So that's against the rules, and you can't sit with us. Whatever. Those rules aren't real. They were real that day I wore a vest, because that vest was disgusting. You can't sit with us!
Hey knitters, have you ever seen a swatch like this before? Hello, my name's Rebecca, I'm a knitter and a knitting fashion designer, and I've just cast off this swatch for an upcoming project. What I did here is knit every single row, and I knit this swatch in the round. So at the end of the row, you slide your needles back to the project back to the start of the needles, and you make this loop of yarn, and then you knit the next row again. And this way, every single row of my swatch is knit. The reason this is important is that knitting and purling are two different techniques, and some people, I am one of them, have very different tension or gauge when they knit versus when they purl. This project's going to be almost exclusively knit in the round, so almost always knitting every single row, and I knit much more tightly than I purl. So if I'd worked the swatch flat, my gauge would not be the same, it would be much looser than my gauge would be in the sweater. It's a little bit fiddly to do, but I know otherwise my sweater's not going to fit me. So all I'm going to do now is give this a wash and a block, and then I'm just going to snip through these, and I'm going to have like hair on either end of the swatch. Here's an example of a previous swatch I made like this. It was colour work, and I don't like colour work flat, so I did it in the round, and then at the end you just give your swatch a little haircut and you can measure your gauge as normal. So are you swatching at all? And if so, are you swatching flat, swatching in the round? How do you do it? This is going to be hopefully as close to my accurate gauge as I can get.
So I'm knitting this and I noticed that I had a drop stitch, but when I noticed it I was way past and there was no way I was gonna bring all of this up or undo, so I just put a stitch marker through the stitch so it doesn't unravel all the way, and now I'm gonna fix it. So first thing is to kind of bring it up as high as possible, which for me it's just 1 bar. I'm gonna use a crochet hook for that. I'm gonna go through the loop, and I'm just gonna be taking this bar right here and pass it through this loop. Good. You can use the marker again, it's the best way to pass it to the back. I'll put the marker back in and just push that marker to the back through the hole so it's hidden in the back, and like you see, nobody's gonna really see it. If it was in the middle here, it would be more obvious, but it's okay. Nothing is perfect. So here is my stitch. It's on a marker. I'm gonna leave it on the marker. I'm gonna take a piece of the same yarn on a darning needle, and I'm going to go through the stitch here from the bottom of it, like that. Perfect. And I'm going to tack it to another stitch. I have the little smile and frowns. I'm gonna go in a smile here, like that, and come back into the smile next to it, and go back into the stitch here. So basically I'm tacking it with the next door neighbor here, and I'm gonna take off this marker and just weave in my ends, and now this stitch here is nicely hidden. No one's ever gonna know.